Hi, my name is Malyssa Martin, and I'm here advocating for American Nystagmus Network because I grew up with nystagmus and I want to spread awareness about it. I have 3 separate eye conditions, each visually impairing. The noticeable one is my eyes shake. Sometimes it's called nystagmus. Today is International Nystagmus Awareness Day, and it's called Wobbly Wednesday. I'm going to tell you about nystagmus and some things I have experienced in my life. Nystagmus is an involuntary movement of the eyes which often seriously reduces vision. Few people with nystagmus can drive, and most encounter difficulties in life, both practical and social and educational and employment environments. Visual impairments keep people from seeing all or some expressions and sometimes miss social cues. Most people with nystagmus have visual impairment. Some are partially sighted, some are registered blind. Most live normal, productive lives. Infantile or congenital nystagmus, which I have, usually occurs within the first year. Thousands of children are born with nystagmus every year. Some people have a family history of nystagmus. I do not. Anybody can get nystagmus, like the guy from Black Eyed Peas. There are many types of adult onset or acquired nystagmus which can happen any time in life and can be caused by neurological conditions such as epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, stroke, or brain injury. If you or anyone you know gets nystagmus, go to a doctor immediately. This kind of nystagmus can sometimes be treated with medication. Temporary nystagmus is caused by drug, medicine, or alcohol abuse. Law enforcement and medical doctors know it's a sign of being illegally impaired. Last year at the emergency room, the doctor kept asking me what I was on and talking about nystagmus, even though my mom and I told him it's congenital. Now I have a letter from my doctor in case I ever get pulled over by a cop or have a doctor act like that again. Nystagmus means illegally impaired to law enforcement and medical doctors because it is common. Many people with acquired nystagmus see things as if they were shaking, called oscillopsia. So they have serious problems with balance and walking. People like me with infantile nystagmus see things as stable, usually. Once in a while, oscillopsia occurs and I briefly see my surroundings shaking and moving. Talk about disorienting. The first time it happened to me was in junior high. No one ever told me it could occur, so I didn't know what was going on. I was terrified. It was like being in an earthquake. My mom laughs about it and says I should have dove under my desk, screaming, "Hold on, there's an earthquake." My 3 eye conditions each have different effects, causing different visual problems to work around. One condition has some of the same things that affect vision. One causes physical problems, but now I'm older, not so much. So it doesn't bother me. Each diagnosis came at different times in my life. I've seen a lot of pediatric ophthalmologists and always asked if there was a treatment yet for nystagmus. In 2012, what had been impossible came true. There is no cure yet for nystagmus, but there are a few world-renowned specialists in the US and UK that now treat it. I wasn't worried about whether or not I'd be a candidate for surgery. I was going to have that surgery. I wasn't scared about having surgery. It was exciting. Over summer and Christmas break that year, we made 7 trips to Dr. Hurdle in Akron, Ohio, and I had 2 surgeries. The nystagmus is better than before. When I'm with my mom, she hardly ever notices it anymore. But it is still noticeable around most people. Nystagmus is affected by lots of things like lighting, which affects my vision a lot. I'm very light sensitive and photophobic. Some computer screens won't work. Contrast is important in what I see. Angle of vision is important to find my null point, which is where the nystagmus reduces and is like not as bad, and focus is good. Sometimes it requires moving my head around to find it. Some things have to be enlarged. Other effects are tiredness, eye fatigue, mood, environment, what type of document I'm looking at, etc. Researchers recently discovered that visual acuity from eye charts does not actually reflect the effects of nystagmus because our vision changes not just day to day, but throughout the day. I can't see overhead projectors, some boards, and I can't see in 3D. And I turned off high def on my TV because finding my null point sometimes requires some head turning. I'm not cheating. I don't have peripheral vision, so I can't share books with others sitting next to me. There are a few things I can't see or at all to do. Sometimes some things need to be enlarged, but usually regular print works. I have to hold things closer to my face sometimes to see. The surgery changed a lot more for me than less nystagmus. It improved my vision from legally blind to being eligible for a restricted permit and license with contacts. It's taken a while to adjust to contacts, so I wear them every day for longer periods and can keep them in all day. I went to ASDB for preschool. Now I will soon be on the road driving. My visual acuity is significantly improved, but my eye conditions remain and affect what and how I see. Now I am going to be the first and only person in Arizona to get a visually restricted permit or initial license. I can't wait when I soon will be wearing contacts all day and can see things so different and clearer. I haven't let visual impairment stop me from doing anything I wanted, such as gymnastics, horseback riding, cheer, and much, much more. Some things in school or recreation take me longer or are harder, but I can usually get the job done. I may not see as clearly or as well as most people, but I have vision. Any questions? Thank you. Is there any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
When you said that you have to turn to find your null point, does that null point change from day to day, hour to hour?
It can. It just depends because of how my nystagmus and my vision change throughout the day, and my acuity does as well. So it depends.
I have a question, Melissa, as a teenager perspective. Does being tired or stressed change the nystagmus?
It definitely does.
So somebody would notice it more, and you would notice it more if, perhaps the teenager didn't get enough sleep.
Well,
Just wondering whether stress or sleep affects it.
others would notice, stress and sleep do affect it a lot, but I don't notice it because I can't see my nystagmus or feel it except for those rare moments when I can.
Okay. But somebody else viewing your
Yeah,
face could see it more.
definitely.
Okay. Here it is. Thank you.
Daniel?
I noticed that some of your pages are half black, half red. Was that on purpose, or does that help in any way with color?
It definitely does. I need contrast to help see better, so it helps a lot. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
You had said that sometimes having nystagmus can result in academic challenges or social challenges or reading social cues.
Yes.
Is there anything that, now that we know all of this information is new to everybody, I think, that we can or should do, because you don't recognize if the nystagmus is getting bad, that would help with social cues while you're at school, since we're around in a social environment all day long?
I'm not really sure, what exactly do you mean?
Is there anything that as your peers or your teachers we can do to make it easier for you? Because you can't change the physical condition of your eyes?
That's a really good question. Well, you guys have helped a lot actually, with enlarging my papers and just being there for me with support, so.
Dr. Randall? Melissa, what have been your biggest motivators to just keep working to find solutions and to
keep heading toward improving your vision?
Well, I've always struggled with nystagmus, and I just always had a feeling that there was a way that I could improve it. And then when I finally found out that I can, that made me so happy, and I just want to be an advocate for people with nystagmus now. So.
I'm charmed by Wobbly Wednesday. I don't know who came up with that, but I do find it endearing somehow, and somehow an ability to get a chuckle out of something that must be completely frustrating sometimes. I do appreciate whoever thought of that.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's awesome.
Undoubtedly someone was Wednesday.
Yes.
This morning her dad told her, "Good morning, Wobbly," and she laughed.
Melissa, thank you for your courage in bringing this to us in such a special way. We've all learned a lot today. And I think there's some credit that's owed to you too, because she would not feel, I don't think, comfortable doing that unless she thought that you would be receptive. And just you being you lets her know that you are. So part of today is that Melyssa's parents, who are sitting in the back there, are offering you some Wobbly Wednesday wristbands today, and a flyer that gives you that information that Melissa told us about today to share with other people and just to clarify in your mind. So I'm sure you'll all want to pop one of those on for support of Melissa today on Wobbly Wednesday.
Thank you.